Hello and welcome. Let's talk about enumerating a collection. Imagine we have a collection of objects and we want to do something with each element of this collection. So we want to take one object after another and send some messages to it. How can we do that? We can do it by sending message doColumn to a collection, and we pass one argument block as a parameter. And this argument will hold a current element of our collection. And inside of the block, in the body of the block, we can send any messages to our current object. Okay, how can we do that? Take a look. There is a collection, this guy, and we send message doColumn to it. So what do we pass as a parameter? One argument block. And what is happening inside of the block? We take our current element and send message update to it. So it's abstract example, but idea is very clear here. So we go through all the elements of our collection, take each element one after another, and inside of the block we send message update to each element of this collection. Take a look. What is happening here? So who's the receiver first of all? This guy. And it is an array with 3 small integers inside. Great. Now, what do we send to it? Message doColumn. Great. Now, what do we pass as a parameter? One argument block. Here's an argument, and this is a body of our block. So what do we do here? We are talking to transcript, to this guy, and say, hey, transcript, CR, go to the next slide. And then we send message show column to transcript, and we pass our current element converted to string. And that string should appear on the system transcript. Why don't we try to execute it? Take a look. I execute it, and all elements of our receiver, of our array, do appear on the system transcript, one after another. So again, do will go through all the elements of our collection, take each of them one after another, and do something with it inside of our block. And again, we send message doColumn to our collection. So it does something with each element of our receiver, our collection. But what does this message return? Well, let's see. If we inspect the result of this execution, we can see it's our array, so not unchanged. It doesn't really change our receiver, just simply return it back from message doColumn. But what if we need to go through all the elements of our collection, takes element one after another, modify them, and generate a new collection, and return new collection back to senders? So then we can use collect column. Collect column take one argument block as a parameter. And let's see some examples. Take a look. Small array, 3 elements. Yep. Okay, and we send message collect column to it. And what do we pass? One argument block. This is our argument. And inside of the block we do this. We multiply current element, each element, by 10. So what shall we get back from this message? I want to execute this and I want to inspect the result. Take a look. So we are getting an array. Our receiver was array, so we're getting the same kind of collection. But take a look. Elements of our collection are different. So we multiply them by 10. And the result of this calculation was stored in our resulting collection. Again, collect will go through all the elements of our collection, take each element, do something inside of the block with it, and the result of this calculation will be stored and result in collection. Well, how about this code? What do you think will happen? Well, first of all, who's the receiver? An array, this guy. What do we send? Collect column. and we pass one argument block as a parameter. So what do we do with each element of our receiver? So we add 20 to it. And what shall we get as a result? We should get collection of the same type of our receiver. So we have an array, we should get array back. Same size, 3 boxes as well. But contents of these boxes may be different. Take a look. Yeah, we have an array, 3 boxes, but inside of these boxes we have 21, 22, 23. Of course, because we took a current element, we add 20 to it, and that result was stored in our resulting collection. Okay, now what if we have a collection of objects and we need to select some objects from this collection based on some criteria? Then we will use select column. Extremely useful. So take one argument Boolean block. So what does it mean, Boolean? It's a block which returns true or false, right? Okay, let's see some examples. Take a look. We send message select column to an array of integers. Okay, great. So we pass one argument block, Boolean block, as a parameter. See, this is a condition, right? So that will return true or false. So how many times this block will be executed? Well, 10, right? Because we have 10 elements inside of our array. So, and that block will be executed with each element of our array. So what do you think we shall get? Let's see. If I inspect the result, what am I getting? An array. Yeah, our receiver was array, so it's the same kind of collection, but size of this collection is smaller, only 4 boxes. And take a look. We have selected from our receiver only objects which is greater than 5. And that's exactly right, because that was our condition. Take a look, it's actually very natural. So we're saying, hey collection, we want to select from you all the objects which were true to our condition. And our condition was greater than 5. We say, okay, give us all the objects which is greater than 5. So what we received here, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. So again, select will return subset of our collection. Only objects which return true on the condition. Well, how about this code? We have an array, a bunch of numbers together. We send select, and we pass one argument Boolean. Is it Boolean? Take a look. Each will be, well, 0, 1, and so forth. And we send message odd to it. So we're talking to a small integer, we send message odd, and the result should be true or false, right? So we kind of asking, are you odd or even number? And well, that's a result of the message odd will be Boolean. Okay, excellent. If it is Boolean, it should work just fine here. Let's see. I inspect the result. So we're getting an array. Yes, we had an array, so we're getting an array. But it is a subset. So we have only 3 boxes there. And inside of these boxes, we can see only odd numbers. And again, very natural. So we're saying, hey, receiver, we want to select from you only odd numbers. And that's what we get in the result. How about this? Who's the receiver here? This guy. And this guy is a string. Is string a collection? Absolutely. It is a collection of characters. Good. How many characters? 23 characters altogether. Alright, so we are talking to the string. We send message select to our string. And we are saying, hey, we want to select from you something. What do we select? Take a look. We pass one argument block. So this is our argument. Well, we call it character in this case. And we're saying we want to select all the characters which is not equal character E. So again, we're saying string, we want to select from you all the characters which is not E. Alright, so what do you think we shall get as a result? What kind of object, first of all? Same as a receiver, right? Our receiver is string, so we should receive string back. Well, longer, shorter, same? Well, cannot be longer, right? Because it's a subset. It can be the same or smaller than our receiver. Okay, try. Take a look. We're getting string, that's great. Only 18 characters. And take a look at this string. It looks very similar to our original string, but it doesn't have any e's. Alright, take a look at this one. A reject column. Takes one argument Boolean block as well. And works as for, take a look, array of numbers, reject column, one argument Boolean block. And what do we do here? So we compare each element, is it greater than 5? So let's try. Okay, so we're getting array back, but take a look. We're getting only elements which return what? False. Can you see that? So 1 greater than 5, false. 2, false. 3, false. 5 greater than 5, false. So all the elements which was returning false from this condition was accumulated in a result collection. So it's kind of opposite to select. If select pick up only objects which return true, reject as opposite pick up only objects which return false. What do you think this will do? So we're saying array reject even numbers. So no wonder, right? All numbers which return false to the message even collected in the resulting array. Well, what if we have a collection and we need to find some particular object which match our criteria? Not many of them. If we need many of them, we will use select, right? But we are not interested to, well, choosing a collection. We need to find the first object that meet our criteria and return it from this message. So detect column will do this. So we'll take one argument Boolean block as well. And it works like, take a look, an array. So we detecting first object which is greater than 3. What do you think we shall get? So we're getting our object from our collection. Take a look, not an array. So we were searching for an object, we detected an object, and if we detected it, so we're getting it back from this message. And as you can see, 4, it's a first object which returned true on this condition, right? 4 greater than 3, true, okay. So execution stopped and we get this object from message detect. How about this? So we have an array, different numbers, and we detect the first one which is greater than 1. So in our case it should be 2, right? Okay, let's see. Yep, we're getting 2. Excellent. Now I have removed 2 from our array. So now we're supposed to get 9. Yep, 9. Good. Now what if I will remove 9 as well? Well, now we're trying to detect an object which actually, well, do not exist in our array, right? Oh, sorry. I want to do something like this. So we have negative numbers and we have a 0, right? So they all smaller than 1. Okay, if I execute this, I'm getting an error message saying object not found. Make perfect sense, right? So we don't have that object. Well, Yeah, but we don't want to show this to our user, so it's not really nice. It's kind of scary, especially for our users. So how can we handle that? And this is how. Take a look. We have an array, and we're trying to detect object which is less than 0. So we don't have any, right? So we don't have negative numbers in our receiver. So it should generate an error. Take a look. If I execute this part only, so I'm getting an error, object not found. Alright, so if I don't want to see this, instead of sending message detect column, I will send another one. Detect column if none column. Take a look. First parameter, one argument Boolean block. Second parameter, just a block, any block. Zero argument block. Okay, so now if I execute this, what shall I get? Well, if we read this carefully, so we're talking to our array, to our collection, and say, collection, we want to find this kind of object, which matches this criteria. If you have none, if none, please return this. Okay. If I inspect the result, so we're getting 0 now. Pay attention, no error messages, right? So we kind of handle the error, and we say if there is no object which match our criteria, so please return 0. Works nice. Now take a look on this example. Imagine we have an array full of small integers, and we want to go through each element and summarize them all and accumulate this summary somewhere. How can we write this? Well, this is a very simple program, right? So we created a temporary variable result, initialize it with 0, so now result is a small integer 0. And what do? We have to go through all the elements of our array. So we use do for that, right? So we'll take one element after another. Now, we take each element and we add it to result. And in the end, we want to check the result and see what we're getting there. Let's say this, 6, right? So 1 plus 2 plus 3 gave us 6. Great. It works, no problem. But it's what, 4 lines of code, right? Take a look. Pretty much, no, exactly the same result. We can get much shorter. Take a look on this code. So, same array, and what message do we send to it? Inject column into column. So, we send message inject column into column, which takes 2 argument block. 2 argument, right? One and another one. And how does it work? Take a look. First argument, it's actually initialization of our storage. Remember we had a variable result, so that 0 will initialize our result. And the second parameter, it's our well-known each, current element of our receiver, current element of our array. So how many times that will be executed? 3, because we have only 3 elements in our array. And what that will do? Let's see. It will give us exactly the same result. Take a look. This message combines a lot of functionality in itself. So we don't have to create temporary variable. We don't have to, well, initialize it, right? So we kind of do it inside of this message. Once again, so first parameter, it is an initialization for our storage. Second parameter is a 2 argument block. And inside, look, we kind of add each plus result. We don't store it anywhere because that message will automatically put the result of the block in our result variable. So much shorter, well, and much easier. Once you start to use it and start to understand it well, you will really enjoy the power of inject into message. Here another example. So array, and we send message inject column into column. So saying initialization for our storage and 2-argument block. And what do we do here? So we multiply each element of our receiver, and we keep the result in that variable. So what do we get then? Yep, absolutely. Take a look on this. So what is happening here? There is a string. Yes, it is a string with 25 characters. Great. And we send message substrings to it. So what that will do? Well, I click on inspect, and we're getting what? We're getting an array of words. So this message actually split our string to a bunch of words and put them into array. So now we have 5 words because we have only 5 words in our string, and they're all sitting in the array. Okay, that's great. But now, what if I want to find out how long is the longest word in this string? Why don't we use inject into to do this job for us? Take a look. So first line will give us an array of strings. So what do we do then? So we are talking to array, and we send message inject into one message, and we pass 0 as the initialization number for result. And what do we do here? So we take our result and compare with the size of each word. Each will hold one word after another, right? So we will take size from it and compare it to our result. And we get maximum number between these two and keep it in result. Okay, so if we execute this, we're getting 7. What does it mean, 7? 7, it's a length of the longest word, which has happened to be this word. All right. How about this code? What is happening here? Well, this guy, it is an array of strings. Let's see. Yes, array of strings. 6 strings. Great. Now we send message inject into to it. We initialize our storage with an empty string. Okay, so result, it is an empty string. And now we take one word after another, one string after another. And what do we do here? We combine them all. So we put result and current word and one space together. We concatenate this, and as a result we're getting a string back. So string which hold this. So let's repeat really quickly what enumerators we can use. So go through all the elements of our receiver, which is any collection, and execute one argument block. So usually used to go through to take each element and send some messages to it. Return the receiver. Collect, go through all elements of our receiver, execute one argument block, but return a new collection, the same kind of collection like our receiver, but the elements inside of this collection will be result of execution of our block. Okay, select takes one argument Boolean block and select elements, only elements from our receiver which return true on the condition. Reject is opposite. Select only elements which return false on the condition. Detect takes one argument Boolean block and detecting first object which meet the condition. Then stop the execution and return this first object. If object not found, generate an error message. To avoid this error message, we use another message, detect column if none column, which take a 0 argument Boolean block to handle the error. And last one, inject column into column. Allow us to do a lot of common text in very compact form. So actually first parameter, it is an initialization value for our storage. And what that will do, it will go through all the elements of our collection, take each element one after another, do something inside of the block, and automatically store this inside of our storage variable. And at the end, return the storage object from itself. Thank you.